Hi everyone. Hopefully you've gotten settled in with the course and have figured out how to navigate around the D2L website that we have. This is Environment and Resource Management, and I thought I'd give you a quick tour of what we're going to be looking at this semester. But before we get into that, I've got a couple of things I would like you to share with the rest of the class. The first one is what environmental issues are on the top of your list? So I've got a survey today. Complete the survey, and I will post the results to that later on, and we'll see what people think about what are the most pressing environmental issues that are out there. The other thing I'd like you to look at is are we getting better at managing the environment? Um, maybe you can think of some examples that things are clearly getting better. Maybe there's things that are clearly getting worse. Maybe you're hearing some of the things that are happening south of the border when it comes to managing the environment. Maybe some countries are getting it right, some countries are not getting it right. So anyway, I'd like you to share your thoughts in the discussion forum. You'll see the link in there, and give me a paragraph or two on what you think is happening as time goes by. Are we getting better at managing the environment or not? So the course is divided up into 5 units. For our content that I'll be delivering, and the fifth one is your independent study unit, which is the final project. So the first one is just giving you sort of a review of the basics of the spheres of the world, how everything's interconnected, how the atmosphere, the biosphere, the lithosphere, and the hydrosphere all interact to create this wonderful planet, Earth, and that we have all these great cycles that keep our planet functioning. So the carbon cycle, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and so on cycles. But unfortunately, things like the hydrologic cycle and the nutrient cycles are being disrupted by humans. So we're going to learn about the different spheres, but then we're also going to look at some of the issues we've had with managing these different natural cycles and some of the consequences when things go wrong. So, for instance, we'll look at El Nino and how this massive worldwide cycle really can impact so much of our life. And the question is El Nino changing as we change the environment? That leads us into this one's a pretty tough unit. We're looking at all these environmental disasters, everything from nuclear disasters to chemical leaks and so on. And we learned about the different aspects of an environmental impact. That yes, there's not only the wildlife and the natural environment that's impacted, but there's also social and moral consequences and many more. So we'll look at a variety of different disasters, ones that you should be familiar with, and hopefully introduce you to a few that you may not know much about, and look at how we can be better at avoiding these natural disasters. Then we get into the good, the positive stuff. How can we maintain our resources for future generations? So we're going to take a look at some satellite imagery from Brazil and take a look at the deforestation that's happening down there. We're going to look at our own backyard in that south of the border. They're doing this thing called fracking, and they think that it's a wonderful thing for the environment. And here in Ontario, it's actually a banned practice. So why is it that we have such different perspectives on this resource extraction method? So and a variety of other things. So fourth unit. This one usually gets a little compressed as we start running out of time. We'll be looking at sustainable cities. How do you design a more sustainable city? What are some successes that are out there? Like it is unbelievable how the capital of Colombia has transformed itself from one of the biggest crime capital cities of the world to this far more sustainable and livable community that's cause their crime rate to go way down. Bogota is just this amazing success story of how they really turned around their city by making it more environmentally friendly. And we'll also look at things like global ecological footprints and which countries are doing a good job and which ones are not doing such a great job. The final project, you get to explore your environmental issue that you're interested in. And it could be anything from looking at the ocean garbage patches to the loss of sharks due to shark finning, uh, endangered species. I I'm a little leery with the climate change piece. A lot of people just give me a general overview about climate change, and that's sort of a grade 9 type of project. If it's more specific, if you're examining like, okay, what's the impact of climate change on Greenland, then yes, I'd be okay with that as a research project. So you're going to examine a particular issue. Tell me what's causing it, what are the effects of that problem, and what are the recommended solutions. So that's just a quick overview of the course. Basically, it's an even split between tests, culminating activities. I only have a couple of tests for the course. We start off with mainly culminating activities for two of the units. Your assignments, so the regular things that you're handing in, on a weekly basis. Most things will come due on a Friday. And then we have our final project and final exam. And of course, final exam, that might be a little tricky this year, but we'll see how things go. So that's our overview of the course.